people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. It's finished at Bramell Lane. It's finished Sheffield United 0, Arsenal 3. A big result for the Gunners, potentially keeping them in the race for Europa League. But how are we all doing, guys?
I'm brilliant, mate.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Is the title charge on, or is it a bit too late?
Well, we're mathematically safe from relegation now, so we can all have a party.
Yeah. I never thought I'd hear Arsenal fans celebrating. Hey, look, we're not getting relegated this season. Brilliant. Big up to Chris in the chat. Big up the panel. Breaking news: Arsenal have won a game, and yes, you've heard that correct. Arsenal Football Club have genuinely won a game of football. It is magical. Now, the first half, you got the goal. Look, you were never under any threat, right? There was never a time in that game that I thought, look, Arsenal, they're a bit shaky. They might lose this game. You were in control. I would expect that when you're playing bottom of the league, Sheffield United. I am just chucking that out there. I remember last time when you were playing these teams, everyone was getting gaslight. Oh my God, look at what Arteta's doing. The players are magic. Oh my God. Like thinking that they were about to go win the Champions League or something. You remember what I'm saying, Sulz, don't you?
I never said that, but yeah, but yeah, I get you.
Not you directly. I'm just on about your fans. They're like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Big up Arteta.
I get what you mean.
Yeah, like the thing with Luke and Sulz is they're normal fans. Like they don't get hyped up by beating Sheffield United and Newcastle and all of that. Of course, they're happy, but they don't get gassed by doing that. There's a slight difference. But you were just dominant all game, absolutely dominant. But everyone watching, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel with notifications on. Sulz, you sort of shook your head a little bit there. Do I have to send Luke to come and beat you up?
No, I didn't. Yeah, I mean, we were dominant, but we were very sloppy as well. That's the problem. Like, it was. I mean, I expected us to be dominant. I didn't for a minute think, oh yeah, it is Sheffield United at the end of the day, the 20th for a reason. Like, we should be dominating the game. But even then, there were parts of the games that I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, end product, again, is a big problem. Even against Sheffield, we struggled. Like, and I know it sounds bizarre what I'm saying because we did beat them 3-0, but there were so many moments in that final third that if we play a better team and we don't have that sort of clinical edge or that final product or that final pass, we're going to struggle. Because against Sheffield, they're low on confidence anyway, and we had to do some brilliant things to open them up. It wasn't like they let us through. It was, the first goal came from brilliant play.
Oh, that Lacazette goal. Oh,
yeah.
That reminded me very much of Henry.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing. And we played well, but I don't. For me, there's still signs of like, okay, the only good thing is we got a good win. It wasn't like 1-0 or it was a 3-0 win. Lacazette got a couple of goals, which is massive because chances are he's probably going to start, which is, I'm not against with all these idiots, right, that we have. Oh no, play Eddie and Ketia. Like, and at the first half of I'm not even joking. That's why, when I tweeted, oh yeah, where are you Eddie lovers at now?
Can I just jump in there? Me and you watched him in the under-23s. You do not want Eddie fucking Nketiah. He can't even play with his own people. His own age group, he's dog shit. Him against adults in the Premier League, he's going to get mauled to death. Oh, jeez.
No. I wish I was joking. There's genuinely people.
Might as well play Toy Story up front.
Yeah. No, there were people in the fan base saying, oh, yeah, Eddie should play tomorrow, and then on Thursday, he should play Lacazette bottles. I'm like, what? But then at the first half of the season, all of these guys were like, oh, why is he playing Eddie? Why is he doing this? And I'm like, why? How flip-floppy is this fan base?
If you're gonna play any youngster, it might as well be Balogun, right? Because
the thing is, the reason why he didn't play is because he has this deal thing has to take place before he then gets introduced.
Yeah, and, of course. But what I'm saying is, if there's any youngster, it would be Balogun, right? Because we all know what Nketiah can give. Nketiah gives very little, right? He gives you nothing, right? Me and Sulz have had what 180, 270 minutes of watching, and that's all I can say. I can't even describe it in words. Like,
I don't know what he did for all. I can't remember anything.
If we're picking a youngster to play up front, then I'm taking Martinelli 1000%. Put him up front over any of them. But I can't. Nketiah, even when he came on today, he looked absolutely shit. He was so bad. He gave the ball away quite a few times. That one with Pepe where he could have shot but squared it. I was so angry. I was like, "What have you done? You could have made it 4 and got a goal for yourself." But yeah, I mean, it really baffled me how of all our subs, he was the last one to be brought on when we had Aziz, who our fans were screaming at Arteta to bring on, and he sat on the. But listen, it is what it is.
Yeah, look, could have probably played a couple of youngsters, because what I think Arsenal should be doing is just testing out these youngsters. Look, the likeliness of Arsenal getting top 6 is unlikely, to say the least. Right, so you might as well use these games think of it as a miniature scouting expedition. Have a look at these youngsters.
You know what it is, though? At the same time, this team, as much as I hate to say it, right, because it shouldn't be the case, but this team runs on confidence. Like, now, like, you're probably going to see a slightly I don't know. The problem is we don't know what we're going to get with Arsenal. Like, they've done very well against Sheffield. That, obviously, the momentum and the confidence, especially with Lacazette, because you had a few, pretty much both of his chances were one-on-one chances, especially his second goal. It was pretty much not identical, but it was. You had to think about what he needed to do, which is a good thing, because the fact that he then scored this, if he has a similar situation happen on, let's say, Thursday, he's probably going to be more confident in himself to do the right thing. But the opposite can happen, and this is why I'm not opposed to why certain players still played, like Pepe played or Lacazette played. And I think what he wanted to do, especially with Xhaka being a left back, I've got a weird feeling he's going to put Xhaka left back against Slavia Prague.
It wouldn't be.
I think he experimented in a way of he wanted to rest a few players. ESR had to be rested because Odegaard isn't here, and ESR is just as injury prone. But
Xhaka is left-footed though, so it's not. If Xhaka can be disciplined enough to do the role and track back and all of that, he is left-footed. It's not the strangest idea, and Xhaka is experienced. So, Luke, what's your thoughts on this whole Xhaka sort of left back? He didn't get challenged a lot, but is this something that you're thinking Arteta is experimenting possibly as a short-term fix?
Yeah, I mean, I had no problems with it. When I first saw that he was playing left back, I didn't really have an issue with it because I thought, Sheffield United, they're not the biggest threat going forwards. And I mean, Xhaka, he was disciplined today. It was a faultless performance from Xhaka, to be honest. He got everything right. There were moments that the ones that I picked out that stuck with me there were times where we were on the left-hand side trying to progress the ball forward, but there was no options. So he looks up and he sprays a lovely pass to Chambers, and he did that on a few occasions. And I mean, we tried this under Emery, having Xhaka drop back to left back, but it just never really worked out. But I mean, today I think Arteta saw this game and he used it as an experiment. We were playing a different system in the fact we had Xhaka at left back, with Saka in the number 10. We had Ceballos kind of. The way we looked kind of when we had the ball, it was kind of like a 3-5-2 or 3-4-3, because we had Ceballos was kind of playing left wing back, Chambers right wing back, holding Mari and Xhaka in the back three, and then obviously the front three. And I feel like Xhaka performed that role excellently, and I feel like it's more beneficial having a left footer at left back, because I noticed it against Slavia when Cedric's on the left, he keeps coming in on the right, and it's just not very helpful.
United had the same issue with Brandon Williams, if you remember last season. Brandon is a top player. I rate him. I do like him, but he is right-footed, and every time he's on that left, he does look uncomfortable because he does want to cut in, and you can't get that cross. And with your wing backs, you want someone to be crossing, don't you? So
yeah, it kind of like it kills your build up in a way because you have a player that's coming inside constantly.
Yeah.
And
it means you can't get the crosses into a box and sort of feed off that.
Yeah, it's too predictable. It's slow because then they're having to cut back. And then whereas when wing backs tend to get the ball, it's in front of them. So they're on the run when they cross the ball. Whereas if you pass it through to them and they're if they're playing on the right with the left-footed, they're going to have to cut back. And it's too readable and it's ineffective.
I do agree.
Yeah, no, you go. I'm sorry.
No, you carry on.
I feel like against Slavia, I'm happy to see Xhaka go left back again if we need to, because it really was not working on Thursday with Cedric constantly cutting inside, and I feel like in a way Xhaka kind of adds a more direct approach, because if something's not on going down the left hand side, he's more than capable of switching the play, and I think that's actually how we scored our second goal, because Xhaka looks up and switches, and Chambers gives it to Pepe, and Pepe makes a lovely run. And so, that element that Xhaka brings is kind of it's beneficial in the way that we can build up in multiple options. But I mean, it's hard to fault his performance
Luke,
today.
can I just ask you, what do you think of, because obviously against Slavia, we need a strong midfield. Do you not think it's going to take away from the midfield? Or do you think it's been more beneficial to have Xhaka as a left back, let's say, be more disciplined than someone next to Partey as a midfielder?
Well, it's kind of hard to comment, because I feel like today, I know he's had bad performances this season, but today, Ceballos was excellent. I thought Ceballos was fantastic.
You also have El Nene. You have got other options that I think can do the Xhaka role, as long as they're disciplined and they want it. Right? That's what is needed. They need to want it. They need to want to do well. Right? Because Xhaka's not the most technically gifted player of all time. Let's not get that twisted. But Xhaka puts the work in. He puts the effort. He runs. He
knows his role.
Exactly.
But he's one of those, like, against teams like Slavia who are like physical, to put it. He can get in and amongst it. That's why, like, I don't know. I don't think he'll do it. Would I like it? I don't know, because he wasn't really tested.
It'll be interesting. Is Martinelli left-footed? Actually, not Martinelli. Saka's left-footed, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Saka can play, chuck Saka at left back.
I thought he was going to be left back today, but he wasn't. He was.
Yeah. I think you'll probably see Saka at left back in the Europa League if he can play. If not, Martinelli probably goes left back. But a couple of comments here. Professional performance, job done. Not everybody has beaten them from the Big Six. Just saying. A little dig at United there, but I feel like their dig back is we're second in the league. So it's one of them. Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City have done the double over Sheffield United from the so-called Big Six. Yeah, Chris just saying a fact. Look, I think, it's
funny because it's not even Arsenal fans saying it.
It is. Do you know what? If United only lose out the title by about 6 points, they're going to be mightily. They're going to be looking back and going, we should have beat Sheffield United. We should have beaten Crystal Palace twice. There's going to be a lot of as whilst the gap's lower, they're going to be thinking this could have been our year. And obviously this is the Arsenal match reaction. But I just hope for United fans that they're either a fair distance behind City or they actually win it, because anything quite close, they're going to be inquests going into, well, we should beat Crystal Palace, should have beaten Sheffield United. There's going to be a lot going on. So I hope for United fans that they're either a fair distance behind or they go on and win it, because if not, that fan base might get a bit rocky. Chris, we're another one. There's a saying, can only beat what's in front of you. Perfect saying. Only thing with Xhaka at left back is coming up against speedy, pacey winger. Then that's going to be a problem. I totally agree with that.
I don't think anyone at Slavia... Slavia anyway. I'm just talking about our next game, but in a sense of, I don't think they had anyone that was that quick.
The thing is with Slavia, how Slavia are going to approach it in the second leg is similar to how they did it against Leicester and Rangers.
We won't talk too much. we're not going to talk about Slavia because if not, you're going to ruin the Arsenal show. So pack it.
Okay, sorry.
That's a slight telling off for the panel because they're going to ruin their own show, which means I kick both their asses. So if you're in Manchester and you see Sulz bouncing because I've drop kicked him, you know why now. Daniel saying, good win for Arsenal today. Big up the panel and everybody in the chat. Man of match, we'll get to man of match in a bit. That'll be at the end, Chris.
Daniel knows right there. I'll just tell you now, ignore the rest. Can't be bothered.
It's all right. I'm sound. It's all right, mate. Yeah. Dislikes win. I love it, boys. Bring me those tears. Come on, show me those tears. I love it when you bring me your tears. Like that. Literally, I love it so much. So if you actually think you're annoying me, it's actually really making me quite happy because I live rent free in your head.
I've been shocked by both of Stephen's accounts and both of Charlie's accounts. They did not want it.
We're in their heads. We are in their heads. Absolutely love it. Think about the positive, lads. Yeah, I'll think about the views and the watch hours.
I don't really give a shit. I'm moving on.
I'll think of the views and the watch hours personally. Big up to everyone who doesn't like me that is helping grow my channel. It's much appreciated. And I say that with a great big grin on my face. Sulz knows what I'm on about. It does. It does. Doesn't Scouse Bastards have 5 accounts? Probably. I swear I blocked him on 2 of them. That was the weird guy, wasn't it? Yeah, that was the weird one. Oh, yeah, you know the one. It was the banter show. Yeah. Oh, and he tried chucking out loads of jokes that weren't too funny. Yeah, I remember that now. The Scouse Bastards. Do you know what? It started off funny and then it sort of dwindled down a bit like United's title race. Sort of got high and then dwindled down a bit. Maybe as a little spark. But what I want to talk about next is Martinelli. Now, the one thing I did notice is Martinelli. Do we now have to start thinking there's a possibility that as good as Martinelli is going to be, there is going to be an injury proneness? Do you think do you fear that his career is now going to, a lot like Pulisic at Chelsea, and we've seen it many times before. Do you now get worried that Martinelli's career is going to be a one of injury prone and getting injured a lot?
I don't want to think about that, man. I don't want to think about that. He's 19 and he's just...
No, but I have to ask the question. He's had long-term injury.
I'll answer this, right?
I'll say this here. When he went down, I thought this exact thing, and then I remembered, I don't care because he seems fine. I don't think this injury today is a massive problem, but overall, in the grand scheme of things, I think there is in my head, there's a very big concern that he seems like a player that, as good as he is, as talented as he is, that injuries will be a problem for him because there are players like that, and it's a concern.
Yeah.
Do you know? I want to say on this, right, and this is kind of what I've been saying when people have been questioning me, and I've been saying it. Maybe behind the scenes, Arteta's saying this, that maybe we need to leave him out this season. Maybe we need to rehabilitate him properly, like we haven't done with a lot of players. We rush Partey back, we rush Taney back, we're, in a sense, rushing Saka back. Maybe he's saying with Martinelli, look, our project is to turn him into a striker. Whether that's true or not, obviously, the murmurs in the clubs are we want to turn him into a striker. He's going to become the future middle player in the club, like what Ole's doing with Greenwood. Obviously, Greenwood's just not had an injury where it's kept him out. And that's what I've been saying to people. Maybe behind the scene, there is a fitness concern. It doesn't necessarily mean he's injured. It just means that maybe because his personality and the way he plays football is all out or nothing. It's literally, I want to press. And Arteta's probably sat there with him and saying to him, look, you need to calm down. Like and he's teaching him this, and he's putting that sort of discipline into him in training. I understand nothing can be done until they play games. And I've said it myself, I do want to see more of Martinelli, whether it's a 15-minute cameo, 20-minute cameo, or whether he just starts in these kind of I wouldn't say it's a throwaway game, but these kind of games where he's good enough to play Sheffield, let's be real. And And that's the thing. Like even today, I was like, "Oh, don't be injured," because this is everything I just said to people. Like he's gonna get injured if he plays, and I'm glad. And this is the thing, right? I'm one of the only people probably in the fan base who's sat there saying, "I don't mind if he doesn't play because I understand why they're doing it."
Also, in the terms of Martinelli, get that boy into the gym and to bulk up. Because we saw it with Greenwood,
He
right?
has bulked up a little bit.
Oh,
He has,
fuck
yeah.
off. He hasn't bulked up much. Don't give
No,
me that.
no,
I did just say a little bit. I didn't say a lot, did I? I did say
yeah,
a
but
little bit.
he does need to get into that gym and really bulk up a bit. Because you remember Greenwood when he first came in and a very skinny, little scrawny teenager, sort of grown into it now. Martinelli needs to do the same, and I think that might help with the injuries as well. Sort of really pushing him to sort himself out. Because
do you know what it is with our fan base? Because we have such an attachment. It's an attachment to the player. We just want to see them play. We don't objectively look at, okay, maybe, and this is the thing, right? I've had arguments. People like, oh yeah, how's an injured player? Firstly, I've never said injured. I've always said maybe there's a fitness concern. That's what I've always used as a phrase, and that could be a possibility. It doesn't mean just because he is doing bicycle kicks and all of this in training that there isn't a fitness concern. Because we've seen it like today as well, where he runs himself into the ground. Like even in the I think it was like the 70th, 80th minute or something, he was still pressing, and I'm like, the kid does at times need to calm down. And this is why I've always said he's not tactically disciplined.
Is it a bit like the saying? I hope I get this right. Is to save him from himself. That's the saying. Because if Arteta just, and look, you know me, I've criticised Arteta on a lot of things, but with this, I sort of think he's getting it right. Because if he allows Gabby to start pressing everyone, playing 90 minutes non-stop, gets another injury, triggers a previous injury, or what. Arteta's going to be classed as a fraud, a disgrace. He's going to get bounced out of the Emirates, house set on fire. Fuck knows what your fan base will do. But do you think it's a part of it is like, well, no, I know what I'm doing. The fans are just idiots. Because it's essentially no fan knows their club better than the manager. Like the manager trains with these guys. They're sort of experiencing that role. The thing for me is I can be very focused on one player. For example, Greenwood, I am very focused on him because I'm not a supporter of Manchester United. I'm a Mason Greenwood fan, right? Yeah. So at the start of the game when Mason's not starting, of course I'm Ollie out because I want to see Mason Greenwood. Yeah. But I can do that because I'm not a fan. But a fan needs to think of it in terms of what's best for the club. So I think of what's best for the player. Not being the fan.
You know now what it is? It's because we're losing, or should I say, results haven't gone our way. And this is the thing: people will look for anything. And at the minute, the trend is, oh, why is it? They have to blame something. They have to look at, oh yeah, what can we say that's going to get a lot of people talking? Oh yeah, let's just start saying, why isn't he playing Martinelli? Because that's the popular thing to say, rather than looking at it. Oh yeah, basically, oh yeah, what happened to Jack Wilshere? Who was meant to be this up-and-coming Iniesta, right? Oh, yeah, injured. And then what did we do? Rushing back. Oh, yeah, then what did we do after that? Rushing back. Oh, yeah, what did we do after that? Rushing back. Oh, should we just keep doing that? Oh, yeah. You know, and this is the thing that the fan base loves to use the saying of, when you do something again and again, it's the definition of insanity. And that's my problem. It's like Arsenal have always done this, where they've rushed players back. They haven't really done what we call injury prevention training. And that's probably what they're doing with him. And we all know, the thing with Partey is if you rush a Partey or a Saka back, they're very disciplined in themselves to know not to press for 90 minutes straight. Or
it's a bit like Saka today. Obviously, he had a dead leg or what, and just went straight down. Martinelli probably goes down, gets back up and starts running.
Yeah, that's what he did basically today.
Yeah, exactly. And I do feel that you are correct in terms of it's that mental attribute. It's knowing your body. Look, he's not got a lot of game time, so of course he's trying to impress every single game. But there's impressing, and then there's putting yourself at harm. And for Arteta, he's got to think, look, this season's probably not going to go the way that I want it. I know what I'll do. I'll make sure Martinelli's ready for next season. because then you've got
Yeah.
because then you've got like Martinelli, Pepe, Saka, Smith Rowe. That's a very good front four.
And this is the thing, even with Smith Rowe, he did a similar thing, because a lot of people questioned him at the beginning of the season about Smith Rowe and the fact that he was crying for a number 10. And he goes, well, you've got a ready-made one in your under-23s. Arteta said, yes, I want to play him, but the problem I'm having is that he's picking up little injuries here and there. Yeah. And that's where my issue is. And then obviously when he came in, we seen it straight away why Arteta never played him, because he played 1 or 2 games and he looked knackered. He looked like he played a season. And this is why I'm saying, like, I do think Arteta knows what he's doing, but because we're such a reactionary fan base, we need something that's going to be toxic. We have to be toxic. That's just our fan base. It's annoying. It pisses me off, because once we have a favourite, we'll do anything, right, to make it into that agenda. Our fan base isn't a fan base. It's an agenda base, because... Yeah. Whatever their agenda is, that is what's going to fly out.
That seems fair. Obviously, one of the most toxic fans is Luke. I'm joking, by the way. But Luke, what's your thoughts on this whole sort of injury? Do you think Arteta's doing it the right way? Would you like to see Martinelli play more? Or as an uneducated physio, what's your thoughts on this?
Well, I agree with Sulz, but at the same time, there's like, managing him and, not starting him all the time because fitness, but then there's not even playing him at all. You have to give him minutes. Players don't develop without minutes. And I get he's injured, but like there are games where we've been in the lead, say, and there is chances. There's been plenty of chances for him to give him 10 minutes, 15 minutes at the end of games. And I feel like he's not done it enough. And it's... he started today and he scored. I mean, whether he should start Thursday, I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll have to see come Thursday, how everyone's feeling. If we have a fit group of players. But I mean, I completely agree with Sulz that Arteta, I think in a sense, Arteta is doing kind of preserving him for next season, because his injury kept him out for half the season, and there's no point bringing him back almost 75% fit for 50% of the season. That's a lost cause when you can have him 100% fit for a season that we can actually build on. So in a sense, I feel like Arteta's done the right thing, but I'm frustrated at the complete lack of minutes he's received.
Yeah, and the thing Luke has done there, and it's brilliant the way he's actually managed to get this across, and you don't normally... I mean, I've seen grown adults not even be able to comprehend the sentence that Luke's put together about a football team. Is what Luke said is damn right. Yeah, of course, Arteta's doing the right thing, but you are frustrated the complete lack of minutes, and anyone can understand that. I think even Sulz has said that many times.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm annoyed, but I try to look at it as a...
You kind of have to be willing to understand how serious his injury was. He was out for a year, I think.
Yeah.
He's been out for a very long time. You have to take into account how long the injury was and his age. He's only a young kid. Stop trying to force this, thing of, oh, he's young, so we have to keep him. Why keep him when we can let him? But you
know what the funny thing is? I've not his agent, nor him, nor any of his family members or whoever's associated with Martinelli as him behind the scenes of the player, not as the club or anything.
Yeah.
No one's really come out and said, "Oh, we're disgraced with the treatment of Martinelli." So that's why I'm also thinking maybe they've spoken and they actually agree with each other that this is the best thing to do.
Yeah, so, maybe, but I think there is also an element of Martinelli's... He's naive, as most young players are. Most young players are naive and all of that. A question for the comments. Do you think Arteta has done the right thing with Martinelli? Yes or no? That is your question. We want to hear from you. I want to try and make these shows more interactive with the comments. That's hilarious. But yeah, we wanna obviously hear. We want to make it more interactive. We want to hear from you. So drop us a message. Drop us a comment. Do you think Arteta has done the right thing? As Tom makes another appearance on the terrace. Just saying. Big time, Tom. We're obviously very sad to see Tom go, but he's on to bigger and better things. So if there's any Liverpool fans out there, give me a DM. But yeah, tell us what you think. Has Arteta done the right thing around Martinelli, yes or no? That's the question for you to answer. May bring you into the stream a bit more. But I want to talk about, obviously, Lacazette. A brace for Lacazette. I've always said that I really rate Lacazette. I quite like him. I think he's quite important to your club, not only in terms of playing, but also what he can do and the respect he has for the young players and the young players have for him. Right, he's very good at working with the likes of Saka, Smith Rowe. You can just see the sort of the love, the respect within that group. So, Sulz, we'll start with you. How important is Lacazette to Arsenal, if he is important in your view?
We definitely need to improve in terms of him as a starting 11. Him as a squad player, 100% I'm behind. I think his influence on and off the pitch is brilliant. He is in my opinion, him or Tierney should be the captains. Obviously, I understand why Lacazette isn't the primary captain, because there's rumours or there's an indication he may be leaving, at the end of the season. Now, Arteta's basically wanting to extend David Luiz for that very reason of his influence with young players, the way he is in the dressing room. There's also that importance that we've got to look at, but I don't know whether Lacazette will be happy being a part player. That's obviously something they need to speak about and think, okay, because the problem with Lacazette, he's not going to get you like 20, 30 goals a season, which is what we need at the minute. We need a focal point who's just going to bag a lot of goals like Aubameyang's been doing for the last 2 seasons, and then obviously this season that's kind of dried up. Yeah. With that, we've realised that without that like sort of clinical goal scorer, and then having what we have now, where Saka's popping up with goals, Pepe's popping up with goals, Martinelli will pop up with goals, ESR's had a few, Odegaard's had a few. If we then just add that one piece of like focal point, an out-and-out goal scorer will be a lot further up the league. Because if you think about, we lost from Aubameyang anyway, from last season to this season, at this point in the season, he would have had between 7 to 10 more goals. If we kind of put 7-10 more goals into this season that we've had, we might actually be competing for a top 6, top 4 finish. But that's the problem. We haven't had them this season. So as a squad player, I think he is important to the squad. But I would personally try and sell Aubameyang and keep Lacazette because of his overall influence and what he can. He's such a different player. He's like a Giroud. He may not score you goals, but he can definitely help you get goals, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Chris saying Lacazette being better than Aubameyang this season.
He has.
By a country mile. Basically, measure the distance between Alaska and Australia, and that's about the distance between Lacazette and Aubameyang at the moment. At least Lacazette looks like he wants to be there. I suppose that's the one thing that Lacazette has got over Aubameyang. And from what I can remember, Lacazette has turned up to every match on time. But Luke, what's your thoughts on Lacazette? How important is he to your club, especially with the way that he can work with these youth and the respect levels?
Yeah, well, first of all, congratulations to him. Hit his 50th Arsenal goal today. But I mean, I don't know. It's a weird one with Lacazette because, he kind of, as valuable as he is, as big of an idol as he is to the youth players, I feel like he at the end of the day, he's a striker and his job is to score goals. And yeah, I know this season he's got 13 now, and he's probably going to hit his highest ever goal tally in a Premier League season for us. But yeah, he's not clinical enough as a striker, and that's been shown many times. I know he scored the winner against Spurs, but he did miss a good chance. He missed 2 very good chances against Slavia in midweek. There have been multiple games this season where he's missed good chances. And I feel like if you're going to be a striker, a starting one at least, you can't be missing these chances. However, I feel like we play better as a football team with Lacazette starting because he's more of the complete striker than Aubameyang. Aubameyang's the goal scorer out of the two, but Lacazette, he drops deep, he's strong, he's physical, he brings the others into play. I mean, I saw times today we was dropping so far deep, he was pretty much on the edge of our box, but he's come deep and he's distributed the ball out and we've moved up the pitch from it. So in that sense, he's a valuable asset. Would I keep him as a starting striker? No. But a bit part play, an off the bench striker. Yeah, I don't see why not. He's got 50 goals now for us. He's a hold up striker in the sense of that he can get the ball to feet with his back to goal and get the wingers, the number 10, even the midfielders involved. And I feel like that's a valuable asset in the sense that many players, like Aubameyang, as good as his goals have been for us, he doesn't really, like you've seen this season, take away his goals, and he hasn't offered us anything in terms of he's been abysmal this season. So yeah, I feel like out of the two,
the issue is,
I'd like to cash in on Aubameyang.
Players. Yeah, we've got two players who we need to merge.
Yeah,
we need the goal scoring of Aubameyang, but we need the overall play.
I sort of disagree with that comment, and here's my thinking. Lacazette is a bit like a Firmino, right? He links play, back to goal, blah blah blah. If you could get goals from Pepe and Saka on the wings, it's a perfect combo.
Yeah. That's
the
thing. The problem
disagree with me, Sulz. I dare you. Disagree with me. I dare you.
No, the problem is,
I bring facts.
But the major problem is, right, too many chances fall to Lacazette, and that's the problem.
You just need to teach him what to do in that situation where you don't want him getting the chances. You want him to be spraying the play. You want him to be getting Pepe, Saka, whoever is on the wings to be your direct goal threat.
The thing is, it's kind of hard to compare Lacazette and Firmino in the sense that I feel like Firmino plays in Liverpool. Play a different system as he drops in, and Salah and Mane are inverted wingers in the sense that they go forward. They're the goal scorers.
Yeah.
And Liverpool aren't really known to play with a number 10, which we do. So he's kind of the player that is the one that's making them chances rather than the striker and Firmino. But I feel like Lacazette is this season as well, he's missed chances, but he's still into double figures now for the season, which is fair enough to him. But in a sense, there is too many chances missed there, for him to kind of be a starting striker. But I'm happy with the way he played today. His link up play with the other players is fantastic, and that's an asset you need to keep around the squad, to be honest, because it's hard to find strikers that have goals and hold up play in them. There's, so it's in a sense, you want to keep Lacazette around because out of the two, Aubameyang and Lacazette, Aubameyang's probably going to bring in more money, which is what we need at the moment. So
I totally agree with what you've said there. So comments here. Lacazette is good from Daniel. Big up to Jeannie. How are we, lads? I think they're both in a good mood. Chris, with a question that we've asked most of the time, but we'll ask it again. Do you think Aubameyang's contract extension with the start of the season was a bad reason? Do you think Aubameyang's contract extension from the start of the season is the reason for bad form this season and his shocking attitude?
I think it's a part of it, not all of it. 100% a part of it.
Yeah, and
which I don't.
Oh, yeah.
In a way, I don't understand why though, because he's got. I just feel like he got the money. He got the moolah, and now he's kind of stopped trying. Yeah. That's kind of what happened with Ozil.
Do you know what my theory is?
He's got the money now. He doesn't have to work anymore. He's signed that contract. You contractually obliged to give him that money.
My theory is, right, this is his last big contract in a sense of this is it. Like, whereas before this he was playing for a move to like a Barcelona, a Real Madrid, I don't know, a Man City or something. Like, he was trying to like make a bigger move, and obviously that all collapsed because of the COVID pandemic. And quite simply, no one had like 40, 50 or 60 million pounds that Arsenal probably did demand for him. So he kind of was backed into a corner. He either signs a big contract with Arsenal or he potentially doesn't get the move he wants. And now that he got the contract he wanted, because he literally got the big, because he demanded this contract essentially, because he was like, you either give in to my demands or I'm going. And whereas with the Ozil one, he was just given that contract by the club. Whereas because Ozil didn't really demand that contract, he just got given it. Whereas with the Aubameyang situation, he asked for that. This is my demands. If you meet them, fair plays. And that's the issue. He's now gotten the money he wanted. He got the contract he wanted. Now he has nothing to really play for. So he's just kind of doing what he wants. If he wants to turn up, he'll turn up. If he doesn't, there's no incentive.
It's a horrible way of looking at it. Sulz, Smile, you want to remember these things come few and far between for you guys.
No, I am happy, Genie, but I'm just this for me. Even this morning, I was just like, I'm happy Arsenal are playing. Like, because I'm always going to be excited that my club is playing, but it's Thursday for me because the league has just been way too inconsistent for me to really. Because I've done it where a game like if this was like, let's say last week or 2 weeks ago, I might have been here like, yes, lads, we're getting top 6, but I've learned next week they might disappoint me, so I'm now going to think about it. But if they give me next 3 wins, and the third win, I might have a different. I might be here buzzing because I'll be like, top 6 is well and truly on. But if they can't give me like a consistent, because we lost last week with abysmal performance. This week, we did well, but we had to do well because it's Sheffield. So if they then go win next week and the following week, then I'll actually smile and be like, you know what, fair play, because the consistency we're looking for might be there. But I can't be happy when it's 1 win.
That's
I feel like the perfect way to sum up Arsenal's season is the league position 10th, because that is the ultimate position that shows. Yeah, but that the mid-table area kind of shows how inconsistent your team is, because that's the area of the teams that will win 1 week, lose the next, then draw, and then win, and then draw.
Mid-table. My team is currently in mid-table in League One, and we are the definition of inconsistent bullshit. Like we can go beat someone in the playoffs, and then next minute we're losing to league bottom of the league.
Literally, our record is 13 wins, 12 losses. Like,
that's just so inconsistent.
Don't be surprised if you lose to Fulham and make it 13 for 13.
Wouldn't surprise me at all. Daniel saying, here's Genie. Be happy about the win, but not being what position you are in. Lacazette is exposed to 9.
I'm more happy at the fact Martinelli scored.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I was planning on talking about that. Don't worry. There's just many things to talk about. But yeah, Luke, you brought that up. Go on, tell us your excitement.
When I saw the open wide net and Gabriel Martinelli with the ball at his feet, words can't even explain it. I was so happy for him, man. He's been out for so long. He's been waiting for his chance, and he took it. He was not only his goal, but he was fantastic today. He added a bit more of a direct approach that we needed, because coming off the left normally is Aubameyang, and his energy is just not at all on the levels of Gabriel Martinelli, in the fact that he was eager. He got the ball, drove forward. In the first half, he had more shots than the whole Sheffield United 11 combined. So, that's how much he wanted it today. And hopefully he can take that goal and use it as motivation to work his bollocks off in training, earn a few more starts, minutes here and there. I wouldn't, as well as he played today, I actually wouldn't want to see him start on Thursday. I feel like 2 games back to back, and especially after the knock he suffered today, wouldn't want to risk him because he's a valuable player. But yeah, listen, a 3-0 win, 3 points, and a Martinelli goal is all you can really ask for as an Arsenal fan.
Christmas has come early for Luke. But what about you?
Late, considering it's April.
Or that, 1 or 2. Sulz, obviously, you're a massive critic of Martinelli. You don't rate him at all. Obviously, again, chucking out a joke there. In fact, I'm not even sure Sulz is an Arsenal fan. But what did you make of the goal for Martinelli?
No, he needed it. Look, I don't really care how he scored, whether it was like a 50-yard banger or whether it's a literally on the line tapping. A goal for a player like him will do wonders for his. But I don't think he needed confidence, but it'll just do wonders for him because he'd be like, all right, I believe that I can actually get into these positions. He tried a lot. Like he had so many shots that unluckily got deflected and hit defenders, and it was coming. That's what I'm going to say. The goal was coming because there was one off a corner as well where he absolutely smashed it and like two defenders got in the way of it. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I feel if he stays on long enough, especially with Arteta subbing people off for like 70, 80 minutes anyway, I was like, it's inevitable that a goal will come. And well and behold, man, Pepe's shot deflected. Ramsdale should have done better, but who the fuck cares, man? He went to Martinelli and he scored. Like Luke, I don't want him, nor do I think he will play Thursday, just because it's a bit of a risk to play him 2 games in a row, especially with easing him back. I think just play him for Fulham and then see, especially because without ruining any, Thursday is a big game for our season, and I don't want to put that pressure on him specifically, especially just coming back. Because the way he is, he's just going to be too full on. Like, oh, I need to do even more because this is it. So I'd probably save him, bring him on like 20 minutes, like Arteta does, and I'm buzzing, man. Good. I'll be honest, it was a good performance from him in terms of the energy he's shown, the intensity he's shown. There were sloppy moments, but that's expected because he's just come back and he's not really played enough football to really say he can't be sloppy. But man, I'm excited. I really am, because like I said to people, I don't think he was tactically disciplined, but I've seen a little bit more of that today, and I'm now starting to see a little bit of what Arteta's trying to implement into his game with the discipline side of things. So it was brilliant.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Some comments here. Daniel saying need to beat that Slavia Prague scum. I hope you guys go through. Tied 9th. Wait, Arsenal 1. Is this real? Yes, 3-0. Shame they're finishing 11.
I mean, you need to get your facts straight, mate. You need to get your facts straight.
Willian is inevitable.
Yeah, that.
No. Do you know what? Unless he's talking about this game, I thought. Well, anyway, see, he's not going to play on Thursday. It's going to be Aubameyang, but unless that's not what he was talking about.
I have no idea.
I don't know whether he's talking about Willian. Today's performance was inevitable because that was
Willian's substitution is inevitable because my biggest complaint. Do you know what I feel today?
That had to happen.
Yeah. I feel like today, Mikel Arteta, in terms of how he set up before the game, Mikel Arteta got his spot on. The tactics were. I'm very happy with how he did it today, and it worked as well. Xhaka at left back worked. Ceballos in the deeper role worked. He played fantastic. Saka in the number 10 looked absolutely quality. That's what happens when you give your best player the free role. That's what happens. He's a player that makes stuff happen, and he did it fantastically today. But I mean,
that's a fair shout. Just Chris saying, let's get these subs and likes up for this fantastic proper channel. Absolutely, smash the subscribe button. I don't have no weird video of someone smashing a subscribe button or hand. That's a bit weird. I just ask you politely, smash the subscribe button, like the video, and don't be a dick. That's all I say. Just don't be dicks. Chris, Daniel saying, how do you leave a Discord? Luke, you're a teenager. How do you leave a Discord?
Hang on, I'm just getting Discord up so I can. Well,
it's okay.
On a computer, if you just right click and leave server, there you go. If you go on the server, right click, and leave.
Go onto the server, go onto the server, click it, and then leave server. I think. William playing or substitution. Yeah, look, it was needed today. It was absolutely needed. Saka, obviously, with a dead leg. William was going to come on for, I think he was coming on for Martinelli, to be honest. But then Saka went down, and Arteta was like, take Saka off, leave Martinelli on, and I'll sort him out in a bit. Lanzi, big up to Lanzi in the chat. William will always play. Can have a double leg break, but will still make the bench.
Warrior, mate. He's a warrior.
He is a warrior. But, carry on, Luke.
I'm gutted because today, the substitutions, instead of Willian and El Neni, we could have seen Reece Nelson and Miguel Aziz, who are 2 academy lads, get some minutes in the Premier League, which would have been nice to see and would have done wonders to them. The Nketiah sub, that really baffled me because I think it's just because he's probably going to leave because Balogun's getting a new deal. But that one, the Willian and Nel Nenny one just kind of spoiled it for Reece Nelson and Aziz.
Get a bit of money for Nketiah, not much, but you'll get a tiny bit. Just make sure
about on the Arsenal show, just so you know.
Make sure he's absolutely nowhere near our goal. That's all I request. If I see him rocking at home park, Ryan knows getting a strongly worded letter. That's a fact. Every other word will be the word fuck, or shit, or cunt. One of them. It would be like fuck you, cunt, shit face. I'll be very angry at Ryan. He wouldn't be that stupid, I don't think.
Oh my God.
Daniel's saying, done, thanks, bro. Not a problem. We have teenagers on here as well. We have many people of many expertise. But we are coming towards the end of this match reaction. But before we do that, Sulz, who's your man of the match? You knew it was coming, so why were you not thinking about this already?
I just don't know who to give it to. I have actually, in the back of my head, been thinking about it. But for me, it's between Lacazette, Ceballos, or Xhaka. I'm going to give it to Lacazette for the pure fact he scored 2 goals, and that's just to be fair. I do want to give it to Ceballos because I think his overall game was really good today. But Lacazette getting 2 goals is who I'm going to give it to, just because it's the easiest and cop-out answer I can give.
Fair enough. What about you, Luke?
I'm giving it to Ceballos because I thought he was excellent. He was involved in a lot of the positive stuff we did today. But I'd like to give an honourable mention to Partey because he was class. And that turn and pass for the Lacazette second goal was fucking beautiful. And Xhaka as well. An honourable mention to Xhaka because he was absolutely brilliant out of position.
My man of match is Aubameyang. What a great performance!
What a shift from Aubameyang.
Avoiding.
It was a good fun today.
It was good. Anywhere. Do you know? I will continue to give Aubameyang man of match whilst he's not playing, right? Because I feel that's the best thing for the team is when he's not there. Chris saying Sheffield United man of match was the full-time whistle. Yeah, they're going down. They're yelling timber. That's all I can say. Sheffield man of match was having a shot in general. Yeah, it was peak for them. We don't really need to discuss Sheffield United. They're going down. That's enough. So they're in the Championship next year. The fans have been a big miss for Sheffield United, I feel, because they've lost a lot of 1-0s, and with the fans there, that spurs them on, and losing Chris Wilder is not going to have helped anyway. Sheffield United can't blame Tevez this time. No, I suppose they can't. They'll blame the fact that there was no fans. And do you know what? Rightly or wrongly, it's affected Sheffield United probably more than other clubs. Because if you think about it, if you're not as tactically gifted, getting that energy from the crowd, the noise, the passion, it spurs you on. So I think Sheffield United can feel
or your West Ham praying for fans to never come back in the stadium.
Yes, there is some truth to that. But we have come.
Doesn't make a difference to you because you know fans.
No.
Apart from Mr. Charlie Hibbert, who I know is watching, and I can guarantee you he's watching.
Yeah, it helps with my watch hours. I enjoy it.
He's my biggest fan.
I can tell, mate. You were loving it last night, weren't you? You were also loving it.
I was enjoying myself.
You were also having a great time in someone's chat this morning. Also, a big up to anyone that goes into that chat with the hashtag say no to racism. It's yeah, you get accused of being a racist channel and then you delete messages of hashtag say no to racism. You're really not helping the case there, buddy. I'm just chucking that out there. That's like the one thing you don't want to be deleting. It gives you a bad image, believe it or not. But we have come to the end of the show. But before we do go, as I say, smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, share the stream on all your socials. We want to get this bigger and better. We're aiming to hit 200 subscribers by the end of the month. It would be a massive help if everyone could do that for us. Share it to a couple of friends. I mean, we make good stuff. We've got the weekly review show on tomorrow. Mason Greenwood is getting in there. I don't care how, it's happening.
I can be happy on a weekly review show because Arsenal won.
Luke will be there and he'll be very happy. And Mason Greenwood is absolutely getting into Team of the Week. And I said it on the match reaction to United. I will literally, if I don't get my own way, I'll just executive order my way into that. I'll turn into China for one day and be like, happening now. But you can check us out on Twitter at Let's Talk EPL and Instagram at Let's Talk EPL _ Lanzi saying subscribe or your team will lose the next game. Yeah, you don't want that to be happening. And
what do Arsenal fans do?
Subscribe to the channel. Big up the panel and everyone in the chat. Take care. Take care as well, Chris. And I'm proud to announce that Chris is now joining our Formula One team. We absolutely can't wait for Chris to be a part of that. And we've got some more ideas. Well, not ideas, but we're slowly building up the Formula One team. I can also announce that Sulz, I believe, is going to be taking part in some of these as well, which very, very excited about. Me, I work my way around who else is going to be joining in with them as well. But yeah, we're very excited to be doing Formula One watch-alongs. Obviously, tomorrow, weekly review show, 8:30 tomorrow. Going to be a good one. Lots of happy faces. I don't think anyone lost. Apart from City, but they have no fans. Tottenham, but I don't have any fans. Everyone on the channel will be happy on the weekly review show. I can confirm this.
The battle for Team of the Week is going to be a big one.
Greenwood's getting in there. Greenwood's getting in there, and I executive my order.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a proper tough one.
It is. So would you go be there?
I will try my best. I do usually have something to do at that time.
Unbelievable.
I'll be there fighting my life for the Arsenal boys. Don't you worry.
Chris
saying can't wait. It's going to be a good one. But Sulz, where can they find you, bro?
Yeah, obviously, Let's Talk EPL. So do subscribe and Gouda Sulz. I've got another interview tomorrow with an owner of actually a football publishing site. So that's if someone wants to know how you do that or how you get your head around becoming a journalist in a sense. Do tune in. That's at 2:00 tomorrow. And obviously at Leicester Bay Footy.
100%. Sulz normally goes on for something and says something. But Luke, where can they find you, bro?
They can find me at Luke AFC on Twitter, but I'll be busy watching that Martinelli replay on loop for the rest of the evening. So yeah.
Absolutely love to see it. Lanzi saying if Lingard ain't in Team of the Week, there's gonna be issues. Well, you have to be tuned in for the weekly review show. It's always a good one. It's always fun. And you can find me at Niall_PAFC or living in Stevens Head rent free. But a big up to everyone that's been watching. Thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow at 8:30. I'm sorry, but I'm no longer annoyed. I just see the funny side of it. Basically I see him not as a human but as banter. Like he's literally just banter, as is his channel. But moving swiftly on before I get myself into any more trouble with him. Twitch there is already loads. But big up to everyone watching. We'll be back tomorrow 8:30. Arsenal have won. They're gonna sleep well tonight, and we'll see